most important building to African American history in the entire country.
Hi guys, I am here at the Lowry House in Huntsville, Alabama. It is pouring down rain, but we're going to go inside and take a haunted tour, maybe even see a ghost or two. This place is creepy. Do you see that top window? The resident ghost Anne, who died here during the Civil War times. That was her bedroom. She might come out and see you tonight. You just never know. So let's get ready, guys. This will be fun.
Yard landscape, because the yard was in as bad a shape as the house was. And on two separate occasions, two different men who did not know each other, actually working for different companies, were out here working on the ground, and Mr. Tippett came by to check on things to see how it's going. And they would ask him who the lady was in the window who was watching them while they were outside working on the ground. So the house was boarded up because there was nobody who could get in and out. So this happened a couple of times. And then people who were working inside the house kept reporting experiences. A man who was working on our stair rail described what he felt was a really strong wind blowing past him. And a sound like a turkey flying over his head. And it scared him so much that he quit. He's not going back to work for himself. The man who lives over here next door has actually seen our ghost. For the longest, he would not come back over into this house. He did finally get to where he would come back to the house, but he still won't go upstairs. That's why he had to hide. So men were reporting these kind of incidents. This particular was up in the house alone. He was up in the attic working, and he laid his hammer down, and he went to go do something, probably went to the bathroom. And when he comes back, the hammer's gone. And he says something along the lines of, if you want me to fix your house, you better give me that hammer. So he goes and do something else, and when he goes back, the hammer is back where he had left it. And of course, nobody could get in and out of the house all that time. So because of incidents like that, they started doing research. And they want to see, are we ready to go? Okay, I'll wrap it up. So they wanted to see if they could find out the identity of the lady in the upstairs window. They start digging through all the history of the house and everything. And that's how they find out about the Underground Railroad. This house was a stopover point on the Underground Railroad. There's a secret room that is upstairs, and the way it is constructed, if you're looking at the house from outside, from any angle, you can't tell that it's there. See how many of y'all are still up on your U.S. history. Anybody remember Dred Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Dred Scott case? Okay. Well, the Dred Scott case was actually, that plot was concocted in this house while Dred Scott was hiding out here.
Wow.
So all of that would have been lost if he tore the house down, and no one ever would have known. There's a man who's on our board of directors. He is a former professor who used to teach at A&M, and he said that this is probably the most important building to African American history in the entire country, and nobody knows it's here. And had it been torn down, no one ever would have known. So fortunately, we dodged a bullet there when they decided to save the house. So who was the lady in the window? We're going to find that out as we start the tour. That's one of the things you're going to see reenacted.
What did you see at the Duchess's playground?
Children.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you perceptive enough to know what period they're from, or have any details? Or
I'm
just
not a
lots
big
of kids?
history buff, but looked like mid-1800s, a few a little bit further back,
Okay.
and there's some Native American kids out there too. But
Well, that's interesting. I've never heard that before.
Nice. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read you the story. There are 1,000 stories about the dead children's playground. The playground sit pushed up against the backbone of Maple Hill Cemetery in the remains of an old limestone quarry. It is said that in the 1960s, a child murderer buried the remains of his victims here. That may be just a story, but mediums and ghost hunters from around the country have said that the playground is littered with ghosts that wander in and out of the cemetery looking for solace. They say the ghosts of children come to play on the swings. Any visitor of the playground will tell you that the swings here move on their own, and if you're very quiet, you can hear the dead children laughing.
Go into the ground starting about here, and it varies in different places of Chattanooga. So you walk through and you notice this as you're going through the city. And the historian, being a historian, did a bunch of research, and what he found is that Chattanooga was flooded not one time but 3 times in the 19th century. So being the brilliant people that they were, they decided that what they were going to do to fix the problem, because these were big floods, these were not minor things. Whole buildings went down, people died. I think in one flood alone they had 600 people die. So this was not minor occurrences at the time. So they decided they were just going to raise the streets up. And it varies, again, where you are in location, what you're going to see. And what's left beneath is what's called the Chattanooga Underground. And one of the only ways you can actually see even a piece of the Chattanooga Underground if you're not a utilities worker is to go on the Chattanooga Ghost Tour.
So, you need a flashlight?
I'm going to take a flashlight. Now this is where you guys have to be really brave, because we have built a little underground down here.
sweet.
Now it's wet, so if
When I get down there, don't want to ruin their atmosphere. Oh my gosh.
people that go down there have come out with bruises, scratches, cuts, and bite marks. So the most haunted is kind of passive. The Chattanooga Underground, not so much.
No,
That
that sound
makes
like
sense.
ghosts to me.
Doesn't sound like ghosts?
Oh.
If you are a paranormal
there was
person,
another
it doesn't
step.
sound like ghosts. We can hypothesize
It's
there's
like
other
most
things.
children's spirits are not good.
I missed it. There was a
You
skull.
can hypothesize there's other things under the city sleeping. All right, so I guess we will go back
Way
up.
older. This is cool.
Yeah, good job.
Can y'all see?
You might actually get flooded out with the experience that flood today.
It's a foggy fucking room. Whoops! You get rocked in y'all's eyeballs. Watch out for the spook behind you. There's a heart beating over there. Y'all go on ahead. Oh, this place is creepy. Look at that heart. Oh my gosh. A lot easier going back up than it was coming down.
Are any of you guys familiar with the Black Widow of Hazel Green? What do you guys know about her?
She was a lady that remarried 12, 10?
Multiple times.
Yeah, it was a bunch of times, and she just
Never
kept
dropped the
adding,
previous name.
adding last names.
And then there's the coat rack with the hat and the jacket and all that stuff.
Alright. Well, for those of you who don't know, we're going to learn a little bit more about her in this room.
She's crazy.
Line up in front of us. Fire. Alrighty. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and learn more about the Black Widow of Hazel Green. In a cotton field just outside of Hazel Green, there once was a house that was owned by the infamous Elizabeth Dale. Mrs. Dale married for the first time in 1812, and she was only 17 years old. Her first husband died of black tongue, and her second husband died of suicide. Her husbands kept adding up, and so did their mysterious deaths. For some, the cause of death was unknown. By the time Miss Dale died, most believed that she had killed at least a few of her husbands. Locals say that she kept a hat rack in her home with one hat for each of her dead husbands. According to legend, her ghost still roams the location of her old home, waiting to take another husband.
I smell the other side of the bus.
So, this room is probably my favorite Alabama haunted place. Have any of you guys heard of the Moody Brick?
Heard of one, I couldn't hear you.
Moody Brick. Just outside of Scottsboro, it's an old plantation. You've heard of it?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, Moody Brick is somewhat contested because a lot of their stories are as much folklore as they are real ghost stories. So you can decide what's true and what's not true. There's a story there that there was a slave revolt, the masters were very cruel, and they rose up. So you guys got to bear with me because I like telling the stories more, and they've done much more in the actual movement. So she's going to direct me when I talk too much. So the slaves rose up and killed their masters in their beds, and then the slaves themselves were hunted down and hung from the tree out front. Some people would conjecture that that's folklore. What we do know is that at least 2 Union and Confederate hospitals were put in the Moody Brick, and the ghosts of those soldiers are still said to roam the grounds today.
Her husband had gone off to fight with the Confederacy, leaving her alone with her servant, an elderly black woman affectionately called Aunt Missy, who was more of a mother than a slave. Months after being in the house, word had gotten out that the Yankees were leaving town, and they did not steal, they just burned it. So the Lowry family left until it was safe to return. Anne would not leave, however, in the hopes of her husband's return. She and Aunt Missy stayed alone. One night, a group of drunken Yankee soldiers came to the house.
Go on, there ain't nothing in here for you.
The soldiers attacked Aunt Missy. Anne, looking out from her bedroom window above, saw it.
Stop! Leave her alone!
Anne came running down the stairs and she tried to defend Aunt Missy. Somehow, in the skirmish, Anne was shot and killed instantly. Appalled by what they had done, the soldiers left and Aunt Missy had to bury Anne all by herself somewhere on the plantation grounds. Anne can still be seen wandering the house and looking out the upstairs window. And just so you know, it's the window right up that direction. When you go outside, take a look. She might just be out there, waiting for you.
Got sick and she died. She was only 16 years old when she died. What made her famous was not her life, but the sheer volume and number of hauntings that took place after she died. She's popped up at her gravesite, she's popped up in the house. People report seeing her all the time, and her sightings began almost immediately after her death and are still reported to this day. Again, she was only...
Did she have consumption? No.
She died I don't think they even knew what it was back then. I think it was just a flu virus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been told this was
Spitting blood.
consumption.
Was
Yeah,
it consumption?
us too.
That's what we've
Okay.
been told.
Consumption. Fair enough.
If
Okay.
you're hacking up blood,
Yeah.
back then they always called it consumption.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Whether or not it was actually tuberculosis would be hard to
Sure.
determine because that's what standardly known as consumption.
That's true.
Maybe we should give her a moment of silence.
I don't feel good. Can any of you help me? Please? I don't feel good. Please, is there anything you can do? Go to the light.
Not her document.
Well played.
So last goes sometime.
Try.
Says the dead don't want to talk.
Somebody here wants to talk.
Phil.
Phil. If that means anything to you, let me know. That was clear. I'm not sure if that was a radio or... Is Ann here with us?
Where?
I'll be sick of it. Can you tell us where Ann is buried? Where in the house did Ann pass away? No, while I'm talking to the speaker. Somebody said, mother. I come here in peace. I mean no harm. I'm just taking pictures and video so your story could be told to others if you want to come through and speak.
Nope.
No. But it sounds like the same voice. That sounds like a kid. Can you tell me the name of the house that I'm parked beside? Scary? Pain? Can you say my name? What is my name? Maybe Jess? My grandfather was a Lowry. Really. And I read something about Mr. Lowry being in a Lowry Hamilton unit. I have grandfathers and great-grandfathers that are Hamiltons too. Do you know if I might be a relation to you? It sounds like the same person keeps trying to come in. In the car? I mean, I may be wrong, but I swear that sounds like it says in the car. middle name is Ann, A-N-N-E, just like Miss Ann that lived in the Lowry House. My name is Jessica Ann. Is there any Civil War soldiers here that would like to speak? How do you feel about the owners having the tours in the house and restoring the house? Are you happy about that? Yeah. Water. I think while I was talking, I heard somebody say great. So. Whoever's here with me, can you say your name? Get ready. I don't know if that was the radio or what. Get lost. Yeah. You are? Okay, I'm gonna go home now. You can't follow me home, you gotta stay here, okay? You have to stay here in the name of Jesus. I was just here to talk. Maybe I'll come back and visit you sometime because the ladies back there are really nice. They said I could come back anytime I wanted to. Well, goodbye. I think I just heard bye. Hey guys, I'm back. I survived the tour at the Lowry House. It was a lot of fun. I didn't film it all, and it was a little bit different tonight because of the rain. They normally have outside stuff. So if you want the full tour, come back on Halloween night. I'll leave a link to their page event in the description below. If you can't make it Halloween, then you can come back next year. They do this every year. I think it's called Fright Night 2018, so next year will be Fright Night 2019. And they have different nights you can come. Real easy to find. It's right off the interstate, and it's a lot of fun, and the people here are super, super nice. I got to meet Jessica Penot, who is the local author who has written 2 true story books about North Alabama hauntings and haunted Chattanooga. And she's also wrote 2 fictional stories, one about a mental hospital and the other about a witch from the Moody House in Scottsboro, of all things. That is so wild. I've always wanted to go there. My husband told me about that place when we were dating, and it seems like nobody even knows anything about that place. And in the tour tonight, I was the only one that had heard of it. So she wrote a book based in that house, but it's not a true story, but it should be very interesting, and I'm very excited to read that. So come enjoy the Lowry House. You'll have a great time. The tickets were like $15, and you have to be 18, and you got to sign a waiver in case something, you know, goes to get you or something. I'm just kidding. But it's a lot of fun, and I will see you soon on the next one. Nice dreams. Don't have nightmares. Bye-bye.